hearts beat like a drum so loud, sailing on a happy cloud. Oh, the joy of what's to be. Come and explore with me.
Hello and konnichiwa. I'm Osamu from Japan Travel Daily. I created this channel for people with visual impairments to give you a way to experience traveling in Japan through sound. First, listen to this. Right now, I'm on the 4th floor of Terminal 3 at Haneda Airport in Tokyo. In this video, we are going to focus on Terminal 3, one of the 3 terminals at Haneda Airport. Haneda has 4 runways, and it is one of the largest airports in Japan. But before I get into the details, I'd like to share a story with you.
Hey everyone, it's Rina. I usually guide you through the sound, where it was recorded, and what kind of space you're hearing. When it helps, I add a little visual detail too. We're on the 4th floor of Terminal 3 at Haneda in Edo Koji, an area inspired by Edo period streets. The sound at the start was recorded here, in this same spot. This is a very airport-like space. A high ceiling overhead linking the 3rd floor departure lobby below with the 4th and 5th floors here through an open atrium. So the feeling from that departure lobby comes up through the atrium. Distant voices, a soft echo, and the sense of people moving, all flowing together as one sound. In this space, there is a wooden replica of the Nihonbashi bridge. Beside it, there is a wooden sign that reads, Departures, then and now, Nihonbashi. The original Nihonbashi was a special place where journeys began. That is why the same idea is preserved here. Okay, now I'll hand it back to Osamu.
When I was in my 20s, I loved a woman who had been blind since birth. She was gentle and compassionate, and that was what I loved most about her. She never complained about her circumstances and always tried to stay positive. For her, the world came through sound and touch. As for color, she could only know it through a device that spoke the names of colors aloud. Back then, that device could tell light from dark, but it couldn't really explain color itself. Trying to describe colors to her was very difficult for me, but I did my best. She listened very carefully, and when I was talking about something unimportant, she would sometimes say, "Shh, be quiet for a second," so she could listen. She also liked to understand things through touch. She noticed sounds I missed, like the hum of a place or the way footsteps echoed. She could sense things that often escaped me too. The feel of a room, the shift in the air when someone passed by, or the draft when a door opened. Little details like that helped her understand where she was. Her dream was to travel the world. We eventually went our separate ways, but recently, as my eyesight had started to fade with age, I thought of her again. I looked her up and learned that she had passed away in a traffic accident 10 years ago. That is why I started this channel. I chose the word daily because I want to walk with you through the days she wished she could have lived. If there is a wall in your mind that makes it hard to go to new places, I hope these videos can help you look beyond it, little by little. I have often heard that for many people with visual impairments, the challenge is not only going out itself, but also the inner barrier that can make unfamiliar places feel far away. She had that too. I want this channel to help people move past that wall. If she was still with us today, she would be so happy to travel across Japan with all of you. Now, let's cross Nihonbashi together. Now we're on the 5th floor.
Wait. Osamu, hold on a second. Hi everyone, I'm Miyuki. If Osamu does all the talking, you might get bored, so I, the younger one, will keep things moving.
Wait, didn't you say the other day you are almost 30?
Osamu, that is not helping. All right, old man, be quiet for a second. I'm talking to our guests.
Yeah, probably shouldn't have brought up age.
Now, let's go back to the sign Rina described earlier. The words on that sign are really beautiful, and they mean a lot to Japanese people. So let me tell you a little more about them. The phrase, Tabidachi wa mukashi mo ima mo Nihonbashi, is written like a haiku. A haiku is a very short Japanese poem with a 5-7-5 rhythm. In just a few words, it captures a feeling, a moment, or a scene. This phrase is like a small poem that says, no matter the era, every journey begins at Nihonbashi. In Japanese, it goes like this. Tabidachi wa mukashi mo ima mo Nihonbashi. Traditional Japanese haiku follow a 5-7-5 pattern. 5 syllables, then 7, then 5. This phrase follows that same rhythm. If we say it slowly, syllable by syllable, you can hear that pattern. Tabidachi wa mukashi mo ima mo Nihonbashi. That is the rhythm of a classic haiku. It's catchy, isn't it? If you're watching from the US, I hope this gives you a feel for how 5-7-5 sounds in Japanese. But why is Nihonbashi so important in Japanese history? For that, we have another guide, Mari, who handles the history. From here on, the three of us will be guiding you. Smart, capable, and yes, pretty.
Why am I even in this trio?
Hi everyone, I'm Mari. In Japan, there's a word, rekijo, for a young woman who loves history. You can think of me as one of them. To understand this bridge, we need to go back to the early 1600s, when Edo was growing into a new capital. The man behind that was Tokugawa Ieyasu, the shogun who built Edo, the city that later became Tokyo. If you've seen Shogun, he is a historical figure behind the story's central ruler. Once Nihonbashi was built, the shogunate laid out the country's major highways with this bridge as their starting point. The road to Kyoto was especially important because the emperor was in Kyoto while the shogun ruled from Edo. That road connected the two centers of power, which made it vital for government and politics. Eventually, 5 major highways began here at Nihonbashi, which is one reason the bridge means so much to Japanese people. Back in the Edo period, most people traveled on foot or by boat, and families had almost no way to stay in touch. A departure could feel final. That is why people walked with departing travelers all the way to Nihonbashi. They said goodbye here, held hands, and sometimes cried. In that sense, Nihonbashi was a bridge of hope and sadness. At the same time, it was also a center of trade. Goods from across Japan passed through this area, and even today, Nihonbashi remains the official point from which distances on Japan's national highways are measured. For travel and for trade, Nihonbashi has long been one of Japan's great starting points.
That really puts it in perspective. Nihonbashi was a much more important bridge than I had realized. I'm Japanese, and even I didn't know that. When you touch the railing, you can feel the warmth of the wood and even catch the scent of hinoki. It truly feels like the perfect bridge for Haneda Airport. When you walk across this bridge, you get a sense of what it may have felt like to cross the original Nihonbashi in Edo. That brings us to the end of this video. We have a few announcements to share with you. First, from now on, we plan to turn the photos Osamu takes into a neo ukiyo-e style. The colours and shapes are clearer, which may make them easier to see for people with low vision. Second, aside from the music, we use sounds that Osamu recorded on site. They are binaural recordings, so they sound especially good with earphones. We also plan to make 2 versions of these videos, one with descriptions and one centered on the recorded sound, so you can enjoy each place through its natural atmosphere. Third, if there is anything you would like us to adjust, such as the speed of the descriptions, the amount of detail, or the sound, please let us know in the comments. And finally, if you would like to follow our future videos, please subscribe and turn on notifications. Next time, we will start from the 5th floor of Terminal 3. Thank you very much for watching.
Thank you for watching all the way to the end. Because we can see there may be things we still miss. So we'd really appreciate your feedback. If you have any ideas or requests, please leave us a comment. That's all for now. See you next time. Osamu!
Miyuki!
Mari!
Rina!
See you! And in Japanese, mata ne!
Shadows lengthen as the day begins to fade. A quiet echo of the memories were made. Sometimes the world feels cold and far apart. Behind the walls we've built around our heart. Then listen to the wind, it's calling out your name. The spark within you is a never dying flame. Break down the wall.